Boulevard. And we're going to take a little walk here at sunset. Ah! Hold on one sec. Okay. We have some artwork over here. A pair of elephants, it looks like. Some sort of metal works or something over there. We're going to walk over here to Olas Boulevard. We just had a shower pass through. Still heavily gray overhead. And approaching sunset here in South Florida. An alleyway, but no dumpsters. Where are all the dumpsters? Oh, those are all in East Las Vegas. So this is the rich upscale street here in Fort Lauderdale. Again, the name of it, Las Olas, the waves in Spanish. And we're gonna head east here on Las Olas. This right here used to be Games Imported back in the 80s. That was a really, really cool place. A lot of us went in there and found a lot of cool stuff to purchase, or if we could afford it, we would purchase it. But I'm here with Cinnamon, my beautiful wife, and our boys, and we are walking Las Olas. So the shower that just passed by had an associated part. This is kind of like Green Valley Ranch a little bit, maybe, in Henderson, mixed with a little bit of the Venetian, perhaps. Here along the streets of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You can see some of the stores over here. And they're jamming out to Backstreet Boys. The year is 1999. Welcome in, welcome in. We do all things Vegas, as well as wherever we may wander. And this week we're wandering around in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We have like an all brick looking house here of some sort, restaurant. Can't see the name of it. This is called Noodles Panini here, wine and liquor bar. Looks a little cozy. And there everyone's showing the pregame here between the Eagles and Cowboys. And this is pretty cool. This is a mini of the one that is on Wall Street. A miniature Raging Bull. In fact, I'm gonna take a little opportunity here. As we look across the street here, we're at Las Olas Boulevard and 9th Avenue. Cinnamon! We're here in just east of downtown Fort Lauderdale. Thank you all for joining. Please like and subscribe. All things Vegas, as well as anywhere else we may roam. I'm making my wife take a photo here with the Raging Bull, the mini. This one is probably about, I would say, maybe not even a quarter of the size of the one that's on Wall Street, but still pretty cool. Unique treasures right here. There are some definite unique treasures in there that I'm not used to seeing. We got a Porsche logo over there. And of course we have attorneys, because what downtown would be appropriate without attorneys? Community Foundation of Broward That's Broward County here. About 30 miles north of Miami. And on the other side of the street, you have something called Mangia Sano next to Cafe Europa. And we have a realtor in here. But this is, again, very upscale, very Green Valley Ranch, very downtown Summerlin in Vegas-esque. Majestic fine art and gems over across the street there. And there is that shop there. I won't say anything more about it. I don't want to get in any trouble. Jewelers since 1937. Carol's, it says here. 60 years on Las Olas. Right here. Oh, I got myself caught up here. This ramp, they closed off the sidewalk up here to accommodate for these little cafes. Jamali Gallery. You know, we saw one of those in Key West as well. There was a Jamali Gallery on Duval Street. And this is called Anne's Florist and Coffee Bar here. So it's a little coffee bar. Some folks taking up some of the brown stuff here at the twilight hour. Again, welcome in. Beverly Hills, yeah, that's a very fair comparison. Yes, Dimitri, absolutely. Oh, you used to live in Hollywood, nice. Yeah, this is Florida. Yeah, we usually do Vegas, but here this evening we wanted to bring you a little bit of Florida while we were down here this week. And we're very grateful that you guys are here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Monster. Let's keep it family friendly in here, please. Thank you so much to my mods. They have a crosswalk here, but interestingly, they don't have a ramp on the other side. And it says, welcome to Las Olas Boulevard right there. G-Class Benz right there, matte black. And this is Louis Bossi's Ristorante Pizzeria right here. Let me get the boys up here on the curb. That way, it's okay. Yeah. All right. So now headed back westbound here on Las Olas Boulevard. Lululemon or Lululemon, depending upon how you want to pronounce it. Right in here. Meet you courtside, that sweatshirt says there. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram, VegasDon4747. We do a lot of Vegas-related content, like receipts and things like that, that I wouldn't ordinarily post on YouTube. State and Liberty here. What's that? Who? Oh. Are they closed? Oh. Do you want to go shopping? Okay. Okay. This is Earl's Kitchen and Bar. I'll just poke my head in here real quick. In fact, let's take a look at the menu. Feel free to pause it and come back. The rain has soaked some of it there. Thank you, Dimitri. Appreciate you, brother. That's awesome. Let's see if I can get some of that in there. Yeah, it's the rain is messing it all up. Wanted to just poke my head in and show a little bit of the crowd there. All right. And again, Jamali Gallery here, of which there is one down on Duval Street, which we just visited yesterday. And it's open, but goodness knows I wouldn't be able to afford anything in there. I don't know, they all kind of look the same. all of the art in there. This one's for lease here. Oh, we have Candle Land over here on the left, complete with what looks like a little cafe or something in the middle. Majestic Fine Art and Gems here on the left. And again, if you're just joining, we do all things Vegas as well as anywhere else we may wander. And right now we're wandering around in downtown Fort Lauderdale. You can see the skyline, at least some of it right there, directly in front of us here on Olas Boulevard. Urban Street Development, it says there. And they have these like ornament things. They're changing colors on the trees here in the median. There has been talk of them actually removing these trees in the median, which a lot of folks are very upset over. We'll see if that comes to pass, but typically government, when they decide to do something, they usually find a way to make it happen. And that's, you know, typical for the developers and things like that. Developers always seem to get their way. 71 in here. Thank you guys so very, very much. Please like and subscribe. Really, really appreciate you guys being here. Some more, I guess, fine clothing here. Salty Crew Worry, it says there. Quiet Storm Get Surf Shop. Right in there. So El Camino, that's the name of the place on the other side of the street that I couldn't see the name of. With all the brick inside it there. And this is another jeweler, Robinson's Jewelers. This is Britto, Britto. I've never heard of it. Lily's Vintage Vault is open, it says there. Join our tea, breathe in. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking more along the lines of Beverly Hills, you're right.
I agree.
Yeah. J. McLaughlin, whatever that is. And then a Yogurt Your Way. Right here, soft serve, etc. Right in there. Bellagio International Gallery, they're closed. I don't want to try and poke my head into too many businesses because, of course, a lot of businesses, they're private and they don't want to be disturbed. AMSO, so that's American Social Club over there on the other side. And that's where we ate dinner this evening. The food was okay. In my opinion, my wife loved it, but the service was very slow. They have these big, huge skyscrapers. Tommy Bahama connected to the Marlin Bar right here, and we got some live music. I think Tommy Bahama tends to skew more towards a male audience. And they do have female clothing and stuff here next door, but typically it's associated with men. And there's a little doggy here looking for some love from the people in front of us. 82 of you. Thank you guys so very, very much. Really appreciate you guys being here.
Every store has its own fragrance. Like you walk past every store and it smells so lovely.
Yeah, that's a good point. They do that in Vegas too.
Do they?
Uh-huh. Like inside the
noticed.
Venetian shops and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, Venetian and like the crystals, they have Black Orchid, I think.
Yeah.
But not for like any outdoor malls.
No, not outdoor. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely have a bunch of fragrances out and about in front of some of these places. This is called Gran Forno Pronto right here. Pizza and pasta, wine, beer, seafood. Moss and Hoffman, Beyond the Soap Beauty Bar right here. Oh, like a little Airedale Terrier, it looks like. Moss and Hoffman here. Not familiar with that brand myself. And this is the Riverside Hotel. This place has a very long storied history here in downtown Fort Lauderdale. There's a big lion hanging out there. And these are those ornaments I was talking about. They're just hanging from the trees here in the median, changing colors. This place is called Wild Sea Oyster Bar and Grill. And this is called Illy, I-L-L-Y, Italian Coffee Bar and Donuts. As we approach Southeast 6th Avenue, the New River Tunnel passes underneath us up here. Michael, welcome. Thanks for coming in. I'm just catching up with the chat. You want to hear some live music? Yeah, he was out there by himself playing. Over here we have a conch shell. And then over on the right is the Stranahan House, directly here in front of us. I'm gonna walk over to the Stranahan's house real quick. Look at that. Just This didn't used to be here. This was actually a Pantry Pride grocery store, and it was my second job. I was a bag boy here. Made $4.55 an hour back then. But this is the Stranahan House. This is that's said to be the first house built here in Fort Lauderdale, and it was actually used as a hotel back in the day. And again, welcome in. We do all things Vegas as well as anywhere else we may roam. That is the back of the Stranahan House. It's right here on the river, the New River it's called. It's called the New River because one night the Seminole Indians woke up and saw a new river that was not there previously, as folklore has it. And they called it New, said it was the New River. We have a conch shell fountain right here. Yeah, these big skyscrapers here. Just wild. And the infrastructure has remained the same. Sushi Garage, Miami, Las Olas, and Coca Walk down in Coconut Grove. We'll head a little bit further east, westbound here on Las Olas. Again, welcome in. Please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here. Also, please check out Vids from Mike, VIDSFROMMIKE. My buddy Mike there in Vegas does some sensational sunrise and sunset drone videos in Vegas. Very cool stuff. And also my wife's channel, Cinnamon and Jupiter. She's right behind me with our boys. She does astrology and spirituality videos. And even if those aren't your thing, if you could still like and subscribe, it would really mean a ton to us. So try and get her channel established and off the ground. Ristorante Cafe Bar right here. And showing some soccer inside. Lobster Bar, Sea Grill right there. Here at the corner of 5th Avenue and Las Olas. We'll wait for the little Benz here. There we go. And that is the Truist Bank building. It used to be SunTrust. It's now Truist. This one here is new. This is a Bank of America building. It used to be a long time ago, Glendale Bank, but I think they took that down. There's a lobster bar right there. Looks pretty exclusive here at the base of this condo. And again, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Please smash that like and subscribe. Love you guys. Thank you for your support. Worldwide. No. We had been talking about coming here for a while and doing some live streams, so I figured why not. Hello from Russia. Welcome. I'm just catching up. Thank you so much for being here. Always broke. Listen, I know the feeling. I've been there many times myself. My best advice, try and find it on eBay. It might be a little cheaper there. That's usually what I do. Last Christmas I went to the mall and smelled something new and said I can't afford this. I went like $240 for it. Went on eBay and bought it for like $120. So, of course, it's probably not even authentic, but that's all right. We'll cross over here at 4th Avenue. And we'll wait for the traffic. There we go. Consistently voted best medical spa in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. Coyo Taco, Playa Bowls, Dentist, UPS Store, and Tees Salon located inside this Bank of America building. Usually we're live on Saturdays, bringing you our Las Vegas Strip live drive, as well as our Fremont Street bands down there well into the evening Saturday nights. So please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you're aware of those live streams when we go live. This is called Fleming's Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar in there. I think there is one, yeah. That sounds familiar. Fleming's, yeah. I think it's probably a corporate chain. And this looks like the little Airedale Terrier that we saw on the other side. We have another little bar here. This is called Del Frisco's Grill. Some folks in here. And you're seeing this, of course, this happens a lot in the major cities where you have a big condo and they'll throw in a restaurant of some sort down on the bottom floor for the local residents in that building. In this building, Truist Place, they're calling it, at Las Olas Square. Holland and Knight, I believe that's an attorney group. Wicker Smith, Bressler, Amory, and Ross. Yeah, I don't recognize any of the other names, just Holland and Knight. Cheesecake Factory up there on the side of the Riverside Hotel. And you see the big pylons they have here in place. They're building even more. They're building like crazy here. Lots of golf carts here. They didn't used to have so many golf carts running up and down Las Olas, but it seems to be a thing nowadays. And a lot of them operate as taxis on top of that. Coming up here to Hoffman's Chocolates. Hearing a horn of some sort. being played. I don't know if it's in person or if it's in a speaker. Oh, okay, we have the don't walk, so we will not walk. There is the Riverside Hotel and the Cheesecake Factory right there. And again, the tunnel goes right underneath us here. The New River Tunnel for US 1, Federal Highway here in downtown Fort Lauderdale. We do all things Vegas as well as anywhere else we may wander. So thank you guys so very, very much for being here. Please like and subscribe, especially if you're new. Howl at the Moon? Is that what that says over there? I'm not sure. Howl at the Moon used to be a piano bar. I didn't hit the button, so let me hit the button. Wait. Wait. Yeah, and the people across the street, they're complaining they didn't get the walk signal. But we're not going to take any chances with our boys. Here in tow. Ozan, welcome. Thanks for being here. I did not move. No, we'll be back. We'll be back next week. And I'll be live streaming down on Fremont next Saturday, the 13th. Awesome. Thank you, Dimitri. I appreciate that. Yeah, 1.7 billion now, huh? That's wild. The Powerball jackpot. Yeah, the walk signal is not functioning. So we'll continue. Hoffman's Chocolates right there. And then they put in this little green area here right up on top of the tunnel. It used to just be concrete. But it's very fancy. Those lights in the median, the white lights inside those glass shades, they've been down here for as long as I can remember. And you can see the sign there that says, "Welcome to Las Olas Boulevard." Right there. And this is Big City Tavern right here. Doesn't look all that busy.
Tomorrow for Las Vegas.
It is muggy out here, especially after the rain just passed. Even without the sun, it is still muggy. Custom suits, gelato, cappuccino, and pastry right in here. Sounds tempting, right? Daniels, they have some telescopes, a pinball machine, some other collectible type of stuff in there. Something called Tina Stevens and Deborah James over here on the left. There's Deborah James. And this little restaurant here is called Hibachi. So a Japanese theme restaurant. This is called Kumi, Coomi, the Inspiration Company. D'Angelo Realty Group. Again, Tommy Bahama over there across the street. This is Ibiza, the art of footwear. And a very clouded moon up there on this Thursday night. 60 vines over there across the street. And this is Voodoo This is called Voodoo Bayou. Voodoo Bayou. Voodoo Bayou. Right here. And then this is where we came for dinner. The American Social Club right here. And that brings us full circle down here on Las Olas. Live. So we're going to keep going live here. Hope you'll stick with us. We'll do a live drive. Just need to get situated. Oh. So this is Southeast 8th Avenue here in downtown Fort Lauderdale. And this place is getting packed now, this American Social Club. They have a happy hour 4 to 7. And I thought it was unusual if they ended it at 7 p.m. But then you look at this. Yeah, it's getting pretty busy inside there, especially at the bar. And I'm sure Thursday Night Football has a lot to do with that. These golf carts running around. Rides and tours. There it goes. Playing a little Sublime. Parking, shop and dine. So it was $3 for the first hour to park down here and $2 for each additional hour. So 4 hours came out to be $9 down here. But we're gonna get situated inside the car and we'll do a live drive down here. Downtown Fort Lauderdale. See the Bank of America building there? It's got its top illuminated in what ends up being different colors. And just stick with me for just a second, you guys. Full moon in UK, wow. Yeah, no, not yet. Oh, Cliff, welcome, brother. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we're on your time now, Cliff. You're on the East Coast. And I'll be right with you guys. So yesterday and the day before, we did some tours of Fort Lauderdale, driving tours. Feel free to check those out in our video library as well. Yeah, I understand, Bill. It's you know, a vacation, so yeah, we just try to have a good time. So here's what I'm gonna go in here. Oh my, something fell. Pay by phone. You can also pay by phone here. I just went up to the machine myself. And let's take you guys out of here. And apologies for the magnet on the bottom there. Let me see if I can lower it. No, that's not going to work either because that's going to... Whoa. Whoa. Sorry about that. Coming back. All right. My son thought that was funny. All right. Let's get what fell down here. It is currently 8:06 here Eastern Time. Thank you, Maxie. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Let's do some cruising. Down here. Clear the windshield there. And again, that's just the bracket on the bottom there. Let's see. Stand by. Let's do this. Oh! Sorry about that. Right there. My son thinking it's very comical back there. All right, let's try this. Let's see how this does. There we go. Apologies for that, guys. All right. It's a little better. A little better than it was. Shout out to my mods, Mike and Cliff. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys so much.
This would be better than it was,
yeah. So we just went to that, I mentioned we went to that American Social Club for dinner. And they had some happy hour specials, so that was nice. But, the service was definitely lacking. Our server kind of disappeared frequently and then blamed the disappearance on the bar being slow. So there's that. I still gave her 20%. I'm not one of those types, but definitely want to convey this to folks. Go out and spend your hard-earned money. So we'll go out here to Las Olas and we'll make a left. This is 8th Avenue here, downtown. Again, sorry we're in portrait mode. For some reason I couldn't change it. But this is really picturesque here on Las Olas Boulevard. The ornaments changing colors. Come up here to Southeast 9th Avenue. Unique treasures, again over here off to the left. They have a big sailfish statue in there. It's pretty interesting. And again, we do all things Vegas, as well as anywhere else we may roam. Wherever we lay our heads is home, here on the Vegas Down channel. So please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're aware of everything new that we post. So we're, again, eastbound here on Las Olas Boulevard, State Road 842 here in Florida. This used to be four-way, 4 lanes. And then at some point back in the 80s, they decided to create on-street parking after a certain hour. And that's what you see here. Now they're talking about getting rid of the trees in the median, which is not meeting with everyone's approval. But over here off to the right is Cooley Hammock Park. Mentioned the history behind that park. A family used to live there, and one day the husband went off to go take care of some family business, and during that time the Seminole Indians came up and on the water and invaded the house and unalived the mother and children. And so they commemorate that with the park right there on the river here in downtown, well, just east of downtown Fort Lauderdale now. And this up here is Los Olas Isles. So back in the day, all of this was swampland, right? So they took the Army Corps of Engineers came down here, took these huge pieces of equipment, dredged all of the sand out of the swamp, leaving nothing but water behind. And they took that sand and then patted it down real hard and tough to create land upon which you could build these buildings. And so that's what this is. So that's why they call this the Venice of America, because you have all these little finger canals and stuff out here. Ironically, you don't see gondolas running around on the Venice of America, and I probably wouldn't recommend eating anything you catch out of those canals either. Yikes. Coral Way over here on the right. Here it's just a dead-end street. Down in Miami it's a major thoroughfare, Coral Way. There's some palm fronds down in the street there. 57 of you, please like and subscribe. We're at 26 likes. Can we get to 30, you guys? Over on the left is 7 Isles Drive. We did a live stream of that during the day 2 days ago. So feel free to check that out in our video library, Marathon gas station over here on the right. And then some more little businesses and stuff. Chima Steakhouse here on the right. Salon and Spa. And this is the Los Olas Boulevard Bridge over the Intracoastal Waterway. When I was a kid, I used to bring my little bicycle and we'd pedal like crazy to get over the top or the apex here of this bridge. That was a good workout. But then directly in front of us, and apologies for the headlights coming right at us there, but directly in front of us, all the darkness you see in the distance, that is the Atlantic Ocean. Whoa, that guy's right there. I thought he turned back there. All right. So this is State Road A1A southbound here. We're going to make a right here, and I'm going to show you the way we used to cruise the strip here in Fort Lauderdale. So back in the 80s, spring break was a huge deal down here. We used to have all sorts of different, just masses of humanity all over the place. There is actually a live stream from one of these buildings looking north on YouTube. I think it's Los Olas Beach or something like that view. This is the International Swimming Hall of Fame over here on the right. And they have events and stuff that are swimming related. And we're going to curve around northbound. This is the way we used to do it back in the day. So this used to be 4 lanes unbroken. And then back in the 80s, the city leaders got together and said that they were tired of all of the spring breakers coming down. And they wanted to kind of upscale Fort Lauderdale Beach. So in order to do that, they decided they were going to split up this road for whatever reason, the northbound and southbound lanes, creating little businesses in here, in the middle, along the way, in the median. But we still would cruise around in here, cruise the Fort Lauderdale Strip. And this is the area known as the Fort Lauderdale Strip back in the day. Nowadays, not so much. In fact, my wife and I watch one of these webcams once in a while on a Friday or Saturday night. I tell her about how much it's changed since the days of all of us cruising the Strip. It used to be jam-packed in here. I mean, we would be out here looking for girls in cars next to us and stuff like that. This is the world famous Elbow Room over here on the left. Very, very popular bar. It's packed right now, in fact. Probably for Thursday night football, but it is definitely packed in there. That bar has been open for eons. I forget exactly when it opened. This person is occupying 2 lanes. But it was in the 1960 film, Where the Boys Are, with Connie Francis. Way back when. Gosh, that was what, 65 years ago. And this person is definitely not trying to go anywhere fast. But over here on the left, you also have Beach Place, which is a huge 3-story dining and entertainment complex in here. And when it first opened up, I think it first opened up like back in 94, 95, something like that. It was very popular. And then a few short years later, Riverfront opened up downtown, which was also an identical, almost 3-story dining and entertainment complex. So that kind of siphoned a lot of the business away from Beach Place. But to see Beach Place still in business is good. They have a Taco Bell cantina. And there's also a Hooters there, but I believe all the Hooters have declared bankruptcy. At least that's what I read. And then we would just circle back around. And you would see the same people, the same girls that you were trying to hit on the last lap. Cortez Street coming up here. And you have all these little, well, not so little, but condos and everything here. And that's another big point of contention. A lot of these condos were built when there was one side of them had the terrific ocean view, but then they build another condo right in front of it between it and the ocean, and then the older condo owners start screaming. And so that's a major pressure point. This is again Las Olas Boulevard here, the light at Las Olas. Up on the right, we're going to pass by a 7-Eleven that I failed to mention the first time. It was kind of a hangout, sort of. A lot of folks. Guys, if you're chatting in the chat, I can't see anything. The last comment I see is from Maxil Pierre. So I hope I'm not missing any of your chats.
There are a couple.
Oh.
Crusty Crayons noticed that there aren't much people.
Yes.
People. And then Joe asked, which fans are wild in Vegas, the Golden Knights or Raiders?
Oh my God, it has to be the Raiders.
100%.
Yeah, the Knights are definitely, they have a rabid fan base for sure, but the Raiders, you know, they carry with them all that craziness from LA. Those, what was it, 22 years they spent in LA as the LA Raiders, from 82 to 94, I believe it was. Yeah, that really helped fasten that area to the Raiders. In fact, I'm very surprised, because they moved the Chargers and the Raiders at the same time. I'm very surprised that they did not bring the Chargers to Vegas and give the Raiders back to LA. That's what they should have done. I mean, nothing against the Raiders, but LA loves the Raiders. But I think the casinos were thinking, well, if you bring them over here, we'll get that money from those people that want to come over here and watch the Raiders. Welcome to Marina Village over there on the right. We just passed Bahia Mar as well. Over here back behind us on the left. Evacuation route signs for any hurricanes that may come through. And it was raining. We left Key West this morning at about 11:15, and it was raining a good portion of the way. It finally stopped right around Key Largo. about 100 miles away. And here in Broward County, it's been dry, but we just had the shower pass through right before we went live. It looks like we've got a little remnant left over here. Yeah, the Knights are definitely very well loved. I mean, it's truly Vegas's team, you know, because of course they launched there. Until the Raiders do anything substantive in the standings, and good luck with that, because the owner is known for being pretty cheap, in my humble opinion. Most of those games are going to be dominated by opposing teams' fans. Unfortunately, because, you know, again, you want to try and tie the local team up to the city and the folks in that city. This is now curving, A1A is curving into 17th Street Causeway. Now, if you've ever flown into Fort Lauderdale to take a cruise out of Fort Lauderdale, those cruise ships dock right up here at Port Everglades, which I'll show you up here again on the left. And again, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us on this Thursday night in South Florida.
Pier 66 on our right.
Pier 66 is on our right. Yep. They just underwent a huge remodel, and I believe it's back open again. But
I've never seen it lit up before.
It's beautiful. That is beautiful. And hopefully, it's blue right now, but hopefully they change colors on it once in a while here in the era of LED lights, right? And now this is the 17th Street Causeway Bridge. The port where the cruise ships come in is immediately to our left. There's a guardrail here, so there's really nothing to see, but if you've ever flown in here to take a cruise, that's going to be over here off to your left.
Vegas Unlocked, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you
so
so much.
Good to see you.
I'm sorry I didn't see you come in. For some reason the chat is frozen on the live stream phone. But thank you, Vegas Unlocked. Love you guys. Please throw a like and subscribe to Vegas Unlocked. We're here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I grew up down here in Fort Lauderdale. So 30 plus years of experience living down here, seen a lot of changes, and I'm still floored by a lot of the changes we see. There used to be a Planet Hollywood over here on the left. They built it back in the 90s. They completely demolished all that. Now it's a hotel, an Omni hotel that is attached to the Broward County Convention Center, which is just wild. 33 likes. Can we get to 35, you guys? Walgreens over here on the corner. This is Eisenhower Boulevard, so if you've ever taken a cruise ship out of Fort Lauderdale, you've definitely driven up and down Eisenhower Boulevard here. Renaissance Hotel over here on the right. And also please check out Vids from Mike, VIDSFROMMIKE. This is Bimini Boatyard over here on the right. Very nice, kind of upscale restaurant. They have good drinks in there too, at least they used to. Bimini Boatyard. But Vids from Mike does some spectacular sunrise and sunset drone videos there in Vegas. So please check those out. Throw him a like and subscribe. Harbor Shops Drive east here on the left. And then there used to be a Publix over here on the right. That moved across the street over here to the left side. And the former Publix space is now occupied by a Dollar Tree. So you have Cordova Road over here off to the left. And I can't show it to you, but there's an Embassy Suites here on the left, which was featured in the 1987, I believe, film, Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise. That's where the Alpha Betas stayed, and they actually did some filming right there at the Embassy Suites here on 17th Street.
Vegas Dawn, you mentioned Publix.
Yes.
Let's talk about the pub sub for a moment.
And I'm going to leave that to the specialist on this particular trip.
Okay, so I had a pub sub for the first time ever this morning, and it's the one everyone tells you to get, the chicken tender one. And they let you choose what cheese you want to add, and I got the Chipotle Gouda cheese. They toast it for you so the cheese is nice and melty. It's a pretty big sub. It is like, I believe it was $12. So it's a little expensive, but it's definitely worth the hype.
What made it worth the hype?
The texture from the chicken tenders, the flavor of the cheese, the Chipotle Gouda cheese, the toasted bun. I got the Italian 5-grain bun. It was nice and warm, and I just liked the melty cheese and the mustard too. They were very generous with the condiments. So highly recommend a pub sub whenever. It's a Florida thing. I've been wanting a pub sub for a really long time. The last time we were here in 2023, I didn't get the chance to try one, but I had to do it before we left.
Awesome. And I'm glad she did. Tom Brady, of course, of the, he was with the Patriots for a long time, but then he was also with the Buccaneers, and of course he won a Super Bowl championship with the Buccaneers. He talked about pub subs during his time living here in Florida. Going to get a pub sub, he called it. But they're from Publix, the local grocery store here. And again, Publix tends to be a little more on the expensive side, but you do get very good quality merchandise from there. And the food tends to be high quality. Plus, they also pay their people a little bit more than they do over at Walmart and Target, etc. So you can kind of tell. Although this morning, when Cinnamon went there, she said the female employees weren't as chipper as the male employees.
Yeah, I don't know, just an observation. The people in Key West, everyone's really gritty there.
Yeah.
They're not the nicest people. They're not very friendly.
They're pretty grizzled and hardened.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
But I understand, it's one of those resort towns where it's a lot like Vegas, where, all the locals come and congregate in one area, spend all their money in one area, and of course that certain area tends to be more developed. But then everybody mostly works for the casinos because that's Las Vegas's main industry. So not everybody makes a high wage because they're all working for the casinos.
Yeah. And I mentioned this on the drive this morning. We did a live drive from Key West all the way back up here to Lauderdale. We're now on 595, by the way, Interstate 595. We turned left from 17th Street onto US 1, which is also known as Federal Highway here in Fort Lauderdale. But now on I-595 westbound, Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport at Dania Beach. Whew, that's a mouthful. Over here on the left-hand side. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, but I mentioned this morning during the drive home that we had a bartender yesterday at the DoubleTree where we were staying, and the bartender was very friendly. At first she was just like, just take the food and go into the next room, and we'll give it to you in a to-go box and stuff. And I'm like, because she was at an outdoor bar, and there was an indoor dining room, but the restaurant there was closed. So she's like, well, yeah, just order the food here. We'll put it to you, and give it to you in a to-go container, and you'll go into the dining room and dine in there. And I'm like, well, what if I open up a tab here because I really want a beer? She's like, okay, yeah, you can do that. So that's what we did. And then she ended up serving us at the table that we were at inside. So it was actually ended up being really nice. And she was very friendly. As we approach Interstate 95 here, not to be confused with US Highway 95 in Vegas. This is Interstate 95, which runs all the way from Miami all the way up to the state of Maine here on the eastern seaboard. And so, it's funny whenever you go anywhere and you're from Vegas and people say to you, where are you from? If you tell them you're from Iowa or something, they're like, their eyes, they kind of glaze over. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's great. But then when you tell them you're from Vegas, they always have a story to tell you. And that was the case with her and the other guy we saw there at that hotel.
The GM.
The GM, yeah. Everyone has a story. Like, oh yeah, I lost $50 at Bellagio. I'm like, yeah, you're grateful it was only $50. So going underneath this multi-stack interchange here at I-95. Vegas. The most comparable Vegas interchange would probably be what they call the Spaghetti Bowl there at 95 and the 15. We're going to go ahead and get over here, because there's one thing I want to show you guys, especially since it is after dark. Vegas Dawn after dark. And Cinnamon, please let me know if I'm missing anyone else there in chat, because yeah, it's still frozen up there.
Nothing right now.
Okay. But again, please check out Vegas Unlocked here on YouTube. They are so close to 3,000 subs. You guys can definitely help punch that ticket for them, get them over 3,000. And also check out Cinnamon and Jupiter, my wife's channel, here on YouTube. She does astrology and spirituality videos. Very, very awesome stuff. And even if you're not into that, if you can still like and subscribe, it would really mean a ton to us as we try and help get her channel established. So we're going to go south on US Highway 441 here. The car automatically turned on the high beams. That's interesting. I'm not used to driving such fancy vehicles. Contrary to my popular opinion. A lot of folks seem to think that I do, but I don't. So this is a loop-de-loop here. Yeah, it keeps turning on the high beams.
Strange.
Yeah. And we're going to head southbound here on US Highway 441 because there's something that my Vegas people, again, we do all things Vegas no matter where we are. And there's something up here that I think our Vegas people should probably see. We got construction out here, of course. Construction everywhere. Gotta get out of this lane, because that goes back the way we came. And they have all these dump trucks over here on the side of the road. You might begin to see some of it come into view there, just to the left of us, up ahead in the distance. You'll also notice a big bright light like the Luxor shining high into the night sky above.
Michael says Cowboys 7, Eagles 0.
Oh no, there goes my pick. Oh my. They got that Super Bowl hangover. The Eagles do. Yikes. This is Oaks Road, which goes down to a very industrial area down here. 39 likes. Can we get to 45, you guys? Love having you along with us here on this special edition of Vegas Dawn. And here along for the ride, Vegas Unlocked, vids from Mike and my beautiful wife next to me, Cinnamon and Jupiter. Please check out our channels. And the camera's still not doing it justice just yet, but we'll see what happens when we get closer. This is called Orange Drive. Orange Drive closely parallels Griffin Road, which is right up here at this next light, which is another major east-west artery here in town. 3.16 a gallon at whatever brand gas station that is. Looks like they're building an office building here on the right. And I can't tell you how many times I used to come down here on a Friday and Saturday night. God, I wish there was the ability to live stream back then, back in the mid-aughts. And it's just out of frame in this shot right now, but just stick with us.
Do you want me to grab the...
No, because I'm going to go up on the thingy here. But thank you. This is Mannheim, which is one of the big, huge auto auction companies here. And right here, in front of us, the Seminole Hard Rock Casino at Hollywood, Florida. And you might be thinking to yourself, hey, wait a minute. Isn't that where that guitar is? you would be correct. So what we're going to do is go up here to the top of the garage, parking garage, so we can get as full a look at it as we can, and hopefully give you an idea what it'll look like there on the Las Vegas Strip. But you can see it from almost any building, elevated building here in Vegas. This is kind of busy for a Thursday night on a non-holiday weekend.
Hi, Savage Fox. Thanks for joining. We're in Hollywood, Florida.
Thank you for being here. Yep, my buddy Morgan, my longtime buddy Morgan and I used to come down here and we would pre-game here in the parking garage before going down to what was then Seminole Paradise, which was just a collection of bars and restaurants and some shopping. We didn't do any shopping though. Wow, look at that. He's in a hurry. Oh, that's going the wrong way. I don't want to go down. I want to go up. Okay. Let's keep going. Again, welcome in. You're here on the Vegas Dawn channel. We do all things Vegas and anywhere else we may be, but we always try to keep our eye on anything Vegas related. Blue Corvette here. You sit so low to the ground in that thing. I'd be worried that like a semi or something wouldn't see me. Okay, slow down there, buddy. Okay, this is up. Yeah, this is packed. Thursday night. Wow. For a casino. So maybe Vegas could take some lessons?
Well, the Hard Rock will be gracing us with their presence soon.
2028.
Yes. Maybe they've got some DJ in tonight.
That could be, yeah. Two-way traffic, okie dokie. And I want to get up to the top here. And a little more of it coming into view there. Put in these dedicated right turn lanes there. That's new.
This car is so dramatic.
It is. It screams. The tires are like squealing here in the parking garage. It sounds like I'm being a maniac in here. And there we go. There's the roof. All right. Thanks for sticking that out with us. We want to show you guys this. Right there. Now this is the side of it from this angle, but this is the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Guitar Hotel here in Hollywood, Florida. This is what it will be on the Las Vegas Strip.
Very fitting.
Lots of neon, or LEDs, of course, nowadays. And you can see some of the rooms up there on the side. And they have, again, that big beam of light. It's actually, I think it's like 6 beams of lights for the 6 strings on the guitar that are supposedly extending up into the heavens. The guitar. But this is, again, what's going to be on the Las Vegas Strip in front of Mirage.
I'm excited.
That's,
Not many locals are, but I'm excited for this to be part of the skyline.
I know a lot of people were very upset about the volcano being removed, and I get it. And actually, you know what's funny? On a different topic, there is a TV at the bottom center of the guitar, right above where the wall is here for this parking garage, and it's showing Thursday Night Football on it. Now there's some palm trees over there obstructing like the top right corner of it, but yeah, they're showing the game on
Is that the pool?
It could be the pool. Let's take a little look-see down there. They got some music playing down here, but that's okay. So this is and they have the pool, etc. down there. Yeah, and that's, so yeah, that is a pool down there, it looks like. But there's a little space up there. That white screen is not the one I was talking about. It's the other, it's the smaller screen too, it's upper left. That's where the game is being shown. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of cabanas and everything out here. And that is looking towards Miami that way. But that is the huge guitar-shaped hotel. Now, it's hard to put that into perspective versus the Mirage. It'll certainly be taller than the Mirage, I would say. But they're gonna make it fit. Now, I don't know if it's gonna be inch for inch exactly precise like this one, but... Oh, and then here we go. There are the lights. Try and keep that light out of it. And there's clouds overhead, so there are the 6 lights. One for each string of the guitar. Bouncing off the clouds up there. Awesome stuff. I'm gonna put you back in the car here. Again, welcome to the Vegas Dawn channel. We do all things Vegas and anywhere else we may wander. And especially anything related to Vegas.
Ron, this is Hollywood, Florida, but this Las Vegas is getting the Guitar Hotel, and it's supposed to look just like this.
Yeah.
But we usually stream in Las Vegas. We're just in Florida for the week on vacation. I know it is stunning. It even has, it's so fitting for Vegas. It has the beam like the Luxor does. And I love how every floor has like, it has like glimmering lights. I think it would just be so fitting for the Las Vegas skyline. And it should be opening in 2028. I believe Don had to go check on the boys in the back seat for a moment.
Yeah, so if you can imagine the Las Vegas Strip passing right by it, out in front of it, because that's really what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That is very impressive. And we saw it last time we were here 2 years ago, but we visited it during the day.
Yeah, not at night.
Not at night. Haven't seen it like this. This is quite a sight. All right, we're gonna keep on moving, just like soul to soul. But I definitely wanted to bring this to you guys since we were here. And again, we're so grateful for all of you guys. Thank you so much. That is pretty spectacular. So the broad side of the guitar can be seen probably from downtown Miami, as well as northwest Broward, I would say, like out by Sawgrass Mills Mall.
In technical terms of guitar parts, you would want to say the face.
The face. Very good. Logan is my resident musical expert.
Just for guitar.
Just for guitar.
I'm classically trained.
Classically trained indeed.
Cowboys 7, Eagles 7.
Oh, they tied up? Okay. And that line was, what, 6.5 in favor of the Eagles, I believe.
Ron says U.S. will never lose its value in terms of lifestyle or freedom an individual gets. There is a whole vibe.
I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so.
Freedom of opportunity.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about the U.S.
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
There are a lot of things happening in the U.S. that are dividing people,
Yeah.
politically. There's a lot of stress being caused by the division between parties. But at the end of the day, the whole reason people come to the U.S. is for the freedom of opportunity, and it's so easy to just get up and move across the country and start over and start a new life and have the chance for success.
Part of the country. And I know not to put too much information out of there. I don't think Vids from Mike did the same thing. Picked up and moved and came across the country.
We're having a little bit of buffering in the parking garage. I'm sure once we exit the parking garage, we'll be back
Yeah,
online
apologies for
with a
that,
steady
guys.
connection. So we're sorry about that.
Yeah, we'll be right down here.
Jay says cannot be seen from Sawgrass.
Huh. Okay.
I guess we can't see it from Sawgrass.
Even from one of the bridges, like Sawgrass, like on the Sawgrass Expressway. Yeah, not from the mall, but like. I'm sorry. I should have said the Sawgrass Expressway.
Yeah, Jay said the mall.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you're on the ground here, you're not going to be able to see it from anywhere here. The ground is so flat. And there's so many people who have done that, trying to not only come from other parts of the country, but other parts of the world that have come here to Vegas to try and, to America to try and make a better life.
Best part of U.S. is suburb houses and neighborhoods.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess maybe like bigger homes
definitely.
compared to other parts of the world.
Yeah, suburbia. Some people don't like suburbia. Some people prefer the city. Like being stuck in the middle of Manhattan. I'm not one of them. I couldn't imagine trying to live like that.
But then you have those 15-minute cities like you were talking about the other day.
Yes.
Where you could step outside of your apartment and go get your groceries, go get your nails done, have everything you need within a 15-minute radius.
Yep.
In walking, not driving.
Walking, yeah, because they want everyone out of their cars.
Yeah.
That's the whole city urban planners thing right now, is getting everyone out of their cars.
But then that defeats the purpose for looking for talent.
Sure. Yeah, because then you're limited. Your talent pool is going to be very limited.
Exactly.
You're going to be limited to whomever you have living in that area. Exxon over here on the right, $3.09 a gallon. We don't have Exxon in Vegas.
I don't believe so.
And again, thank you guys so very much for being here. We're headed back northbound here on 441. Dan's Deals on Wheels auto sales over there on the right. Sounds like a great place to buy a car. So we come up here to Griffin Road.
We are at 47 likes. 47 is our favorite number.
Right on.
I'd love if we could get to 50.
Let's do it, guys. Let's get to 50. Please. And so to the west of us here is a town known as Davie. It has long been like a western type of town, even here in the heart of urban Broward County. They have, they're very big on horses and western, the old West motif and all that. And they have a rodeo grounds down there and all that. It's really quite the contrary from what you would expect here in a very urban town. In fact, population here, Broward County at last count, I believe I saw it online, was 2.4 million versus the population of Metro Clark County, which they're saying is somewhere around 2.3 million. So 100,000 more here, but here in South Florida, in Broward County, Broward County only extends 25 miles north to south. So you don't get, it's very compact. You don't have all the space that there is in Clark County. And of course down here, there's no more land. You're either up against the ocean or you're up against the Everglades on the other side. And that's it. So now we're going to head westbound here on 595. That's going to bring us out here to this huge interchange here. So we get off of 441, but 441 and the turnpike right in here are very close together, and they're both parallel. So you have a lot of ramps, multi-stack interchanges here. Going over both 441 and the Florida Turnpike. Florida Turnpike extends from Miami all the way up through Orlando and into Wildwood, which is northwest of Orlando and north of Tampa. So you have a fork in the road here. I definitely want to make sure I stay here. There we go. So this is the original State Road 84 here. The original portion, they kept this intact, but the rest of it's all been changed. There used to be a huge grassy median here between eastbound and westbound State Road 84. That is where they built 595, which is the interstate you see here right in front of us.
Hi, Viller. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Viller's from Belgium.
Belgium, welcome.
We are in Florida at the moment.
Yes, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Well, greater Fort Lauderdale. We're actually in the town of Davie right now. See Davie Road exit approaching here. Davie Road is where a lot of universities are located. You have Nova Southeastern University, you've got Florida Atlantic University, as well as University School and some other educational institutions. "63 of you, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here. West to University Drive. And University Drive is named that because originally Nova University was located on it. But again, in the years past, that have passed, it has become a lot more of a University Drive than it was when it first started. Subsequent exits up here, Pine Island Road and Nob Hill Road here in West Broward, past University Drive. Pine Island Road, named that because there's a Pine Island Ridge area, which, if you can believe it, is actually said to be slightly higher than the ground surrounding it. And so they called it Pine Island, plus there were pine trees nearby. And then Nob Hill, they don't know the exact origins of that name, but they attribute it to the Nob Hill area of San Francisco. And indeed, Nob Hill Road, for the most part, I mean, I haven't been here in 20 years almost now, but it used to be a really nice area to live there off of Nob Hill Road.
Yeah, the Windy City is Chicago.
Yes.
Florida is the Sunshine State.
The Sunshine State, yep.
Chicago we will hopefully be going to within the next couple of years, maybe.
Yeah.
It's on our to-do list.
Definitely on the to-do list, yeah.
Sin City is Las Vegas, which is where we live and do most of our streaming from.
Yes. Yeah, we're just here for the week on vacation.
I think you're confusing it with Vice City. That's in Miami.
Vice City. Miami also... Hey, easy, buddy.
Wow, okay.
I have to wait for the frickin' traffic. You want to go around? Go around. Wow. I'm just going to take just enough time to make sure you can't make that right turn behind me. Oh, that's a shame. Wow. That's another thing about living here. You get so many rude people.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to get, I theorize these things all the time. I think it has to do with the fact that so many people come here thinking they're living in the land of paradise, sun, surf, and fun. But the reality is much different, especially when you have to work and commute back and forth every day. It's a definite difference in reality.
2:55 a.m. in Belgium.
Wow. Thank you for being here. Wow. Middle of the night. Almost 3 a.m. Yeah, it's 8:55 here. 5:55 in Vegas. The sun is still up. That's the funniest part. The sun is still up in Vegas for another hour. Here, it's pitch black. And again, please check out Cinnamon and Jupiter here on YouTube, my beautiful wife's channel. She does astrology and spirituality, and even if those aren't your thing, if you could still like and subscribe, it would mean a ton to us. As well as Vids from Mike, VIDSFROMMIKE, does sensational sunrise and sunset drone videos here on YouTube in Vegas. You definitely don't want to miss those. In addition to some other content, and I won't ruin it and play plot spoiler. And also please check out Vegas Unlocked. Vegas Unlocked. Common spelling on both of those. They will be live streaming tomorrow night, actually, from Fremont, starting at about 8-ish Pacific, 11-ish Eastern. They usually do a Fremont Street live stream around that time, starting around that time. Go capture some of the live bands performing down there. But guys, I want to thank you all so very, very much for joining us. We really appreciate each and every single one of you. We could not do this without you, and that's a fact. Again, please like and subscribe. And also, please hit that notification bell so that you're aware of all upcoming live streams. We don't know when we're going to go live here while we're still down here. So please make sure you get notified. And as always, remember here on the Vegas Dawn channel, it is the journey where what happens in Vegas and in America. Stay right here on the Vegas Dawn channel on YouTube. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much.